you might have heard that the House committee has now subpoenaed the Clintons over Epstein, which seems like it might be a step forward. But again, we've talked about this on the show. There's still no arrests happening, but there are subpoenas. So this is, House committee subpoenas the Clintons, and along with several top former DOJ officials for testimony about Epstein. I don't know if I can play. I'm having an issue with the playing from this other website, but what I can do is let's go over to the actual list and the dates. This is real. There's actual dates on the calendar for these high-ranking people. So let's go over to that. Here we go. We have, this is breaking, the House Oversight Chair, James Comer, has just dropped a bombshell issuing subpoenas for depositions in the Epstein case to a who's who of former officials, including former President Bill Clinton. These are the dates. You have Hillary on October 9th. You have Bill on October 14th. Merrick Garland before that on October 7th. Comey on, or that was on the second. Comey on the 7th. We got Bill Barr in there. Alberto Gonzalez, Jeff Sessions, Robert Mueller, Loretta Lynch, and Eric Holder. It looks like the first one coming up here is Bill Barr. That's coming up in just about a week and change here, 2 weeks. So this is legitimately happening, but I know I'm on a panel right now with two other skeptics. Well, one's here right now with me, Jay Scott. So we can say, hey, good job for getting this on the calendar, but what are these subpoenas about as far as what are we going to see unfold in these court cases? I mean, it was just speculation at this point, but to me, this looks like fanfare to the people that were demanding some sort of movement here when these are going to be, I would say my assessment, I'll pass it to you guys and I'll let you, Jay, take the lead on it. But I would say from my vantage point, this is reminding me of how you would set up the January 6th committee and do kind of like a theater kind of show where here are the dates and you guys make sure you tune in. If we get to tune in at all, it might be a P. Diddy situation where we don't get to tune into anything, but it seems very theatrical to me. That's my first take on it. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear. The Trump administration is essentially saying, don't ask us a damn thing about Epstein until all this is done, because guess what? We're taking care of it right now. That's why they gave us all these dates, because they want his base to shut up. Until those are over, because his supporters can just say, oh no, we're getting to the bottom of it. Look, he has all these things lined up. So just be a little bit more patient. And then, they're going to get justice on Epstein. So, that nobody is serious about getting justice for the Epstein case because, a prosecutor can indict a ham sandwich. That's like that's how the saying goes, right? If a prosecutor really wants to bring an indictment, it's not hard for them to do it. And we have plenty of evidence to, suggest that Lex Wexner, needs to be brought in and indicted and likely arrested. So if you're having any investigation in the Epstein case and it's not starting with Lex Wexner, then it's not serious. And most of the people on that list are just easy targets for Republicans and MAGA because they're all names that MAGA does not like. Like, that's just the truth of it. So,
mostly Democrats. Mostly Democrats, a
yeah,
few Republicans, but mostly Democrats.
Exactly. So it's meat to throw. Well, not even real meat, just a couple little scraps to throw to us to keep us busy while he continues working on the Greater Israel Project.
Yeah. There are other people who should be on that list. Al D'Amato, Rick Lazio, Bob Packwood. These are all Republicans that were back in the days were linked, to Epstein. I would bring in Alexander Acosta, Donald Trump. Why aren't these people there? You know what I'm saying?
And Bill Barr's name was already tied up in it, so they're not losing anything.
Jeffrey Sessions. Listen, all these people, they don't need to bring these people back in, Matt. They already know. They've already done this work before. It's already been done. That's not what the people want. The people who were behind Donald Trump wanted justice. They wanted the people who were using kids as currency to go to jail. That's what they wanted, convictions, that kind of thing. Where's Prince Andrew? Why isn't he on that list?
No.
Lex Wexner is not on that list, like he pointed out. This is not serious right now. They don't have to really subpoena these people out there. This provides them cover so they can do it exactly what Jay Scott just said. Shut the fuck up until the investigation's done. The investigation's been done for quite some time. We got all the information. Let's go already. But they won't. Why? Because there's too many ties to the Mossad. There's too many ties to Israel. Why isn't what's his name on that list? Ehud Barak, right? They have so much evidence. People have pictures of that guy going in and out of a place in New York right there. I mean, they will not go too far. Donald Trump is there to provide cover for Epstein and his criminal cartel because he's always been linked to them, the Roy Cohens and whatnot, for quite some time. This is just about them providing cover. Make no mistake about it, Matt. I'm not going to let you say this is a small win here.
No, I'm not going to say it at all.
Well, I'm not going to let you say it either way, you son of a bitch. I love you.
I will not say it's a small win.
Don't you dare say this is a small win.
This is a distraction. This is a total distraction.
Thank you.
And it's allowing Trump to play out that idea that hey, MAGAs, stick with me. Don't be distracted. We're doing something here. So now you got all the people tweeting this list out saying something's happening. We're doing it. The last tweet I showed up, the person put, buckle up. It's gonna get juicy. No, it's not. It's not gonna get anything. In fact, at the same time, as you saw, mostly Democrats, mostly people we know on that list that do have stuff to answer for. Isn't it bizarre that Trump is still doubling down on that Epstein is a Democrat con job? It's completely fabricated. That part's weird. He did it again. I'm going to play this. We saw this. He's doubling down on anything you hear about Epstein is the Democrats making stuff up. I kid you not. This is very, very bizarre that he thinks this is a winning hand.
Vice President Vance hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
I saw it reported today, and it's completely fake news. We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation, and I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit. Okay?
You're total
please.
bullshit.
Wow.
I mean, he is
Listen,
the freaking worst. He is total bullshit.
You guys just don't understand. 3D chess, when it's happening, if they're doing it well, you can't even tell that it's 3D chess. And I'm sure Donald Trump has this magical plan, that we're going to see before the end of his first term. But seriously, what I want people to remember is Epstein died on his watch. If there was a conspiracy, he got killed. Sorry, Epstein was killed on Donald Trump's watch.
He's live in Israel right now. He's kicking it out of Saudi Arabia. Epstein didn't Epstein himself. What are you talking about?
Whatever happened to Epstein, it happened under Donald Trump's watch. That means if we uncover that some foul play happened, that means either Trump himself or people close to him are going to be charged with covering it up. So this is entirely predictable. This is why I'll never understand why MAGA is so surprised about this, because all they had to do was read Whitney Webb's damn book, man, and we could have avoided all this shit. Just follow the money, guys. Follow the money. That's all.
Well, the problem is it's two huge books and whatnot, and that doesn't help with the attention span of the average American. I've been saying for quite some time. Both Whitney Webb and Dane Wigington, if you know who he is, Geoengineering Watch, right? These guys got to write children's books. One of the best books I used to understand the Fed was a children's book about the three bears in the Fed. It made you understand the Fed completely. That's what needs to happen. But, it is a bunch of shit, because if you start looking at like Whitney Webb's book and you want to kind of say, all right, what is she talking about? Who's she pointing to? How come these people aren't calling in anybody from JP Morgan Chase? How come they're not calling anybody from Deutsche Bank? Why isn't Wall Street, and the fact that there was 275 victims that got paid out through these two settlements and these two banks, multiple people. Where are those people out there? They're not going to expose Wall Street, because Wall Street funded half of this shit anyways too as well. It is a fugazi list. It is a list that just makes people go, oh my God, it's keeping all the QAnoners back in fucking line. And anybody who had to have fucking any sense up here would realize that Donald Trump has completely failed as the president. He's there to provide cover for the Greater Israel Project and all the people involved in it.
What I want people to remember is, do you think it's normal for a grown man who is capable of capable of walking through everyday life and building businesses. Does it make any sense to you that a grown man would give power of attorney over his entire estate, meaning this person can do whatever they want with his assets and he doesn't have to sign off on anything? Is there any reason for a grown man to give power of attorney to Jeffrey Epstein, of all people, over your assets? And when that grown man happens to be the owner of Victoria's Secret and has access to all these women and can use this, to lure women in with his sex trafficking ring, like, if that doesn't make sense to you, then you should be asking yourself, how can you take anything around this case seriously if they're not arresting that guy and talking to that guy first? Because it's like, yo, why would you not start with the most obvious place? The only time people give power of attorney to someone else while they're alive is if they're incapacitated and they can't make their own decisions. Like, he literally gave his accountant like control over his entire life. That's the story we're supposed to believe. And then his accountant used all of his resources to run a sex trafficking operation without his knowledge. Come on, man. Like, there's no justifiable reason not to start the case there. So until Trump does that, it's all bullshit. That's it.
That's the first thing he would do. Anybody would do in this case is Lex would be in custody immediately. The first, without do not pass go, do not collect 200, arrest this guy first, and let's go.
Yeah,
it's not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, it's all theater, and some of the base will fall for it, and they'll say, "Oh, I was doubting Trump, but now I believe he's going in the right direction, and yay, let's take the win and buckle up," as they say on Twitter. Buckle up, it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a good one, guys. Yeah, right.
Listen, they're gonna call Obama or Clinton or whatever in there. They're gonna play patty cakes. Hey, how's your day going, man? You having a good day over there? Yeah, chilling, just tried some new coffee this morning. It was great. Well, anyway, I'm a little busy. I got to get running right now. That's how the conversation is going to go. Come on, man. It's not serious. So
I got to torture some folks. So I got to get back to torturing some folks.
Exactly. Enhanced interrogation. You know how it goes. So.
Someone got to give me a glass of water. I just need a glass of water. Okay, let me take a moment to introduce you to our good friends over at World Harvest Food Bank right here in LA. World Harvest has been serving families across Los Angeles for 18 years now, and they started with this simple idea. Everyone deserves access to healthy, affordable food no matter what they're going through. With their Cart with a Heart program, families can walk away with a full cart of groceries, fresh produce, dairy, meat, and pantry supplies for just a $50 contribution. That's for the entire cart. That same cart would cost over $300 at a typical grocery store. At World Harvest, everyone is welcome. They don't ask for income verification, ID, or any paperwork. No. Basically, their doors are open to anyone who's doing their best, but just needs a little extra push to get by. If you're an Angelino like me, you know the times have been tough here. First with all the union strikes, the LA fires, and now the ICE raids going on. It seems like we're living in a constant state of uncertainty. And that's why it's so important to support local charities like World Harvest, because they aren't just helping the community. They're an essential function in its very survival. World Harvest is located at Venice and Arlington. And right now, you can use our special discount code THL20 for 20% off your contribution amount at checkout. And if you're not in the LA area, you can still help out with a $50 donation, which will provide a full cart of food for a family by going to worldharvestfoodbank.org or scan the QR code for more info. Or you can just spread the word. Follow them online. Let people know they're here for them, because at the end of the day, it's about providing choice, access, and relief without barriers. World Harvest Food Bank. End hunger now.